Hey folks, it's Lindsay Host with SPS back in the building over at TheSPSEdge at a downtown Lansing plant-based restaurant. It is the SPS Edge show featuring Ethan Boyd, and right in the middle is Jack Morse, former teammate of Ethan Boyd at East Lansing High School as well as Michigan State, and was just over at the Pro Day a little while ago. We'll talk about that, but soon he'll be making his pro debut with Ernst Young as a auditor going into the accounting field. But Ethan, I'll let you introduce your guest and you get us the first question for us.
Today we got Jack Morse on here, and we're going to ask him some questions about how college football helped him transition into school and the working world. And the first question I had for him was, how has college football developed you into a person that is determined to, go to school, get great grades, and have a job lined up once you graduate?
Yeah, everything football and especially college football demands of you as a person, as a man, as an athlete. I mean, you played it and a lot of others played it, and it demands the most out of you every single day when you wake up, and you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to be determined even on the days you don't want to do it, and that carries over so well into life and into the classroom. And as we all know, football will come to an end at some point, and if you're not able to transition, well then you'll be stuck. And so it's such a good help in life to show you how to stay determined, how to hold yourself accountable, and how to get things done.
Yeah, you mentioned that you were over at the Pro Day today as well, cheering your teammates on. How important is it to have your teammates around you on a day like that?
I think it's the most important thing in the world. A lot of I feel like I'm an introvert. I don't always want to put myself out there, but when you work so hard at something, even if you don't want to post about it and do this and that, when somebody comes to you and says let's go, let's do this, it means the world. And I know how hard those guys worked for this day. We've all dreamed of it, and so I'm sure it means the world to them. And when I was in big moments, having my teammates come up, pat me on the back, it just means everything.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Ethan, I brought that up to Jack to talk about overcoming adversity. I got to talk to Coach Rossi, and we talked about a follow-up conversation we had about mental toughness and grit. And he mentioned that when he was at Minnesota, they had guys going to the draft. Actually, a guy this year is going 11th. But he said each one of them had some obstacles that they had to overcome. And he talked about the importance of being able to fight through those things. And you kind of talked about it offline with me a little bit. How important is it to try to stay as locked in as much as possible on the field, off the field, when other things are going on, to kind of help you get to the next level?
Yeah, when things are going hard in life, you gotta find it inside of you to fight through it. And once you fight through that storm, it's only going to make you a better person, whether that be on the football field, off the field, mental health, whatever it is. It'll make you a better person if you're willing to fight through it. And like I said, once you fight through it, you'll be a better person.
Yeah, that's great. We do that. I have another question. I'll go back to you, Ethan. But for you, Jack, talk about the growth you had from when you were a high school teammate with Ethan as well as a college teammate. So here you are right now, getting ready to step into the quote-unquote real world. You talk about that growth from back at East Lansing. That's probably just seemed like a little while ago, huh?
Yeah, time flies. I was just at the quarterfinal last night, and I felt like I was playing in it just 5 years ago. It felt like yesterday I was playing it. But I would say the biggest part of growth for me is, in high school, we're all one of the top guys on the team, and that's fun and it's awesome. But once I got to college, obviously you're not, and my story here was a little different. I didn't play till my final year, and so you have to take it in a different role. You're not that top guy, you're not team captain, but you can be a leader in other ways. And I think that was meant to be for me, because going into the business world, you're going to need to know how to work with people, how to, bring teammates in, even if you're not the CEO, even if you're not the CFO. So I think I was really able to kind of take that into my mind, learn how to deal with everybody, no matter their position on the team, from head coach to janitor, doesn't matter who they are. And I think that's the biggest step of growth I had in my college career, is just kind of learning how to work with people, motivate people, how to get help from people, go both ways. And so just kind of being able to have a different role in college than I did in high school.
I like that. Is there anything you would have to add when you talk about the growth? I know you and I have talked about growth, but when you talk about Jack and his growth and overall experience?
Yeah, Jack's come a real long way, just as maturing, and he's always been a real hard worker, but I live with him and I see what he has to do for school every day on the daily, and it's really inspiring what I see, because he's doing a lot of work that goes unseen. I'll just say that.
Let's talk about that with that work, that off the field work. We're not just talking about the football with the pads and all that in the weight room. Ethan, you look at going into a career that may involve sports psychology. You're talking about going into accounting. Talk about dispelling the myth with the stereotypes that people assume that the athlete is going to try to go the least path, the least resistance, easiest major just to get out. I mean, you want to go into accounting, and you've gone into accounting. My goodness, man, you really challenge that. Do you do a double take when you say you play football at Michigan State, East Lansing High School?
Yeah, most people do. Not many athletes are in accounting that I've found to be. I think one thing, when you ask that question, one thing that pops in my head is I went on this business convention with a whole bunch of different athletes from Michigan State this summer. It was a really cool thing the athletic department put on, and Darian Harris, one of MSU legends.
Shout out to Darian.
Shout out to Darian. But he stood in front of all of us, or I don't remember if it was him or Kurt that mentioned it. Probably Kurt, because Darian probably wouldn't say it. But he said Kurt Richardson. Darian said that he wants to be remembered not as a football player, and he had a great career. Everybody knows Darian Harris as a great football player, but you see the things he's doing for all of us today. I mean, he's helped me out so much in just ways that he doesn't even know. And I think that's kind of like an answer to your question, is like, athletes are more than just athletes, and we bring a lot to the table, even if people don't always see that, and I think that was just a great thing that he brought up. Obviously he's proud of his career, but one day maybe he's not going to be remembered as just the football player. He has a lot more to bring to the table.
I like that. One of the enjoyable experiences we have here when we get to sit around the table and break bread and talk to everybody, you get to see that other side. You probably know this is your roommate, you guys have lived together, you know that, but Ethan, how hard do you think it is for people to accept that athletes have a life that's beyond just the physical sport?
Yeah.
There can be so many different interesting things that reflect them.
Yeah, I think it's hard for people to accept it just because what they're shown on the media, TV, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it's normally just them playing their sport. And that's why I think it's important to do stuff like this, talk about things that are deeper than just sports. And I think it's always good.
Yeah, I like that. Jack, man, we appreciate having you with us, man. What's some of the stuff you're going to miss about Michigan State?
Obviously, college is a lot of fun. Playing a college sport might be the best thing that ever happened to me. It's the most fun thing you can ever do. You'll never get those locker room days, like just going in the locker room after practice. You'll never walk into a locker room at 5 a.m. and just see everybody's heads down and just be pissed off. But, it's special. You'll never walk into the locker room after a game, after a loss, and see everybody mad. You'll never walk into the locker room after a game and sing that fight song again. And, those are so special, but you wouldn't want it any other way, so I'm gonna miss all those special moments. But even just like the little things, walk into class, everything. Like, it's just a special thing to play a college sport.
Yeah, I love it. That puts a smile on your face. Now tell me this, will you miss walking up that hill in Duffy, the new facility where you got to go up almost like a 90-degree angle to get up there? You gonna miss that part?
Well, I never did it because it just got put in.
Did you do it today to come in for pro day?
I have walked up it before, and it's not fun. I'm glad I'm not there.
And I was complaining about walking up, man. It was the walking down that killed me. This is all your world. How you feel about it?
It's a new world for sure. That new ramp, it's brutal at times.
Yeah, it's always helping you. Well, you guys are doing a great job, Jack. I'm so happy for you. Have you had a chance to get down to Detroit, to the headquarters, and kind of check out everything at Campus Martius, where you're going to be located at soon?
Yeah, they took me on a visit before they hired me, and I went down. They took me out to lunch, and it's just a beautiful area. I'm really excited to get into the city. I'm thinking about living just right downtown. Detroit's came a long way since I've been alive, and it's really fun down there right now. So I am excited to get down there and start working.
Yeah, that's my city. I had an internship lived in Mayor Archer's office, so I was right down where you were, and it's a great feeling walking downtown and being a part. So Ethan, now you see you got a place to crash. You got a couch you better crash on downtown Detroit with your buddy, huh? So give us an overview of what it's been like knowing Jack and y'all experiences, high school to college to now.
Yeah, it's been a good experience from, I think I would like to say, like my freshman year of high school till now, and he's helped me along my journey. I'd say the biggest thing he helped me with was during COVID, was just like staying in shape and preparing me for college, since he had already played some college football at that point, and he's been a good role model and mentor for me as I've been growing up the past 7 years or so.
Did you know that? You felt that way about you?
I appreciate it. I mean, one funny story about that is during COVID, we went in my parents' basement and worked out every single day, and we did makeshift workouts with what we had, like everybody did. And at the time, I could lift more than him, because what were you going into junior year of high school or junior?
Or about to be a senior, yeah.
And I just finished my freshman year of college, so I was bigger and I could still lift more than him. And then he gets to Michigan State a year and a half later, and he gets in and he's throwing up numbers. I mean, 100 pounds more than me, and I was like I'm so proud, but man, I'm pissed off.
Things change quick, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. Well, it's good that you got that. Jack, I want to hear any other things you want to share before we let you go, what this experience has been like for you, saying goodbye, moving forward, what the future looks like. Anything else you got for us?
I mean, I'm happy for the kid next to me. He's got a long way to go, and not in like a negative way. Like, he's got so much more he's gonna give, and he's got so much potential. And I've just seen him grow. I don't know, what is it, 7, 8 years now, just being right by his side. Like, we grew up together almost, and just doing this, going on the path that we've been on has been so special. Like, we work so hard. We both want the same type of things, and I mean, now we live together. I mean, we only lived a half a mile away from each other when we lived with our parents, but now we live in the same house, and we're able to talk about everything. And I mean, and just coming to the show today as the end of my football career, it's like kind of wraps things up. Even just a little show, like, it's special. And I enjoyed my time at Michigan State, and I'm happy to try something new now.
No, I love it, man. We're going to keep an eye on you as you go forward with the rest of your professional career. Doesn't mean it's football. I'm wondering, would you ever see the future of tying in your accounting work with sport in some way?
100%.
100%, no question.
I've always wanted to work in sports. I've always thought about coaching, but I thought I should try out some business. I went through a lot of school for accounting. Might as well try it out, but I definitely want to get into something. I've always wanted to be in like the general manager that's like dream job, but so start with business or even like a sports agent working with athletes just in some way, because I don't want to leave sports forever.
That accounting help you with that salary cap. That'll be a good thing. You got anything else to share before we let you go?
No, I'm all set for today.
Hey, man, well, I want to say I want to appreciate both you guys. I know you one and the same. You've been together for so long, but to be able to support each other and tell the stories about the things that you've overcome and still to be there for each other is a great thing. So I want to wish both you guys the best of luck. And with that being said, this is Lindsey Hudson with SPS, and we'll see you next time. Peace.